From Orlando, Florida, home of Boardwalk and baseball, this world-class amusement park brings together college and university sports scholars from across the nation to compete in Boardwalk and baseball's Super Bowl of Sports Trivia, an ultimate test of sports knowledge. 32 collegiate teams battle in a head-to-head single elimination tournament to determine the first ever national champion of sports trivia. At stake, a total prize purse of $50,000. And now, the host of Boardwalk and Baseball's Super Bowl of Sports Trivia, Chris Berman.
And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Don Pardo, and welcome to Boardwalk and Baseball's Super Bowl of Sports Trivia. We continue our search for our first national championship team of sports trivia. This is the final matchup in the second round. We're looking for our final quarterfinal team. And to do that, we have a couple of teams that are lifetime 1-0. Why don't we meet the Scarlet Knights from Rutgers, sporting their famous 2 tweed and 1 cord look. And the final team left from west of Lincoln, Nebraska. Welcome the Cougars of Washington State. And finally, you're holding up the Mountain and Pacific Coast time zone, gentlemen, so it's a heavyweight, but I know you're ready for it. All right, players, as you know, and hopefully folks at home by now, questions in the first round worth 5 points. I ask you one, you buzz, I call on you, you're right, you win. If you're wrong, we go over to the other team. They have a chance to answer. You buzz in and you're correct with 5 points. That means if you get it correct, we ask an extra point question, at which point you'll have 5 seconds to confer. You could win 5 and 5 and 10. Hey, look, you answer them right, you get points. There's no mystery. You guys know the ropes. Best of luck. Rutgers and Washington State, hands on buzzers. Here we go for a baseball question. How many players have amassed over 600 home runs in their Washington State Duke?
3.
3 is correct. Mays, Ruth, and Aaron. Your extra point question. Only one major league pitcher has ever thrown a no-hitter on opening day. Who was that? You have 5 seconds, Cougars. Go ahead, Mark.
Len Barker.
I'm sorry, Bob Feller did it on opening day, but you get the early lead, 5-zip. Football to both schools. What group chooses the football players who play each year in the Pro Bowl? Washington State, Duke.
The Riders.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Rutgers, buzz if you know. What group chooses the football players who play each year in the Pro Bowl? Rutgers, Thomas.
The NFL Players Association.
Yeah, I'll take that because they are all the players. That is true. And the players vote. It's like the last sport that's left, in which that's how they select the teams. A game to be seen on ESPN, of course. And football is your extra point question. Name 3 of the 4 teams in the AFC Central.
The Bengals, the Browns, and the Oilers.
Yep, and the Steelers, of course. So, you take the 10-5 lead. Boxing to both schools. He was paid $1 million for his fight against Mike Tyson. Almost $20,000 a punch since he fought a purely defensive fight. Name Rutgers, Tom.
Terry Cooney.
I'm sorry, that's not right. Washington State, I'll complete the question. Buzz, if you know, name that cautious Bone Crusher. Washington State, Mark.
Bone Crusher Smith.
Yeah, James Bone Crusher Smith is right. Your extra point question. In 1892, this man won $35,000 in the first official U.S. heavyweight boxing championship. Was he Bob Fitzsimmons, Jack Dempsey, or Jim Corbett?
Jim Corbett.
Gentleman, Jim Corbett. $35,000. A lot of money back in 1892 to be the heavyweight champion. Hockey. Picture this, a visual one. You'll see it at home and contestants on the screen here in the studio. He's a great one, all right. Take a look at this picture. Name the city where he plays. Washington State, Duke.
Edmonton.
Not that far from you, at least closer to you than Rutgers. Edmonton is right for Wayne Gretzky. And your 5-point extra point question. How many times was Bobby Orr voted Defenseman of the Year in the NHL?
I'm going to say 7. 7.
Sorry, 8. 8 times for Bobby Orr, but you have the 20-10 lead. The Olympics to both schools, an Olympic high jump competition after the bar is set at a certain height. How many chances? Washington State, Mark.
3.
3. Gets 3 chances to clear each height. That's correct. And your 5-point extra point question. The movie Chariots of Fire was about the 1924 Olympics. In which capital city did the climatic foot race take place?
Paris.
Paris. And you can hear this song in the background, right? Which you hear every time. Boxing for both schools. This man is an artist, a knockout artist. He's the only boxer in pugilistic history to hold 4 world championships. Washington State, Duke.
Tommy Hearns.
Tommy Hearns is right, the hitman. A visual extra point question, Washington State. We can only hope he won't be remembered for his infamous 1987 defeat. Take a look at this picture. Give me the name of this great middleweight warrior.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Yeah, he was marvelous except for that one time against Sugar Ray. Basketball to both schools. Which NBA star holds the record for most lifetime appearances in the NBA playoff games? Washington State, Duke.
Bill Russell.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Rutgers, a chance to buzz. Which NBA star holds the record for most lifetime appearances in NBA playoff games? Tom, Rutgers.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's correct for 5 points. Here's your extra point question. What Louisville Cardinals center became the first freshman recipient of the Final Four MVP award?
Purvis Ellison.
Purvis Ellison. That's recent history. That's correct. Baseball for both schools. How many times did Hank Aaron hit 50 or more home runs in a Washington State Casey?
0.
0 is right. He never did it. The guy was terrible, let's face it. Your extra point question. This legendary baseball slugger once set a record by hitting 10 home runs in a single week. Can you name him? 5 seconds.
Babe Ruth.
Believe it or not, Frank Howard hit 10 home runs in a single week, but you lead it 45-20. Tennis now for both schools. Rob the Rocket Laver was the only man to ever win 2 tennis grands. Washington State, Duke. Sometimes it's best to let me go, right? Ever to win 2 tennis grand slams. In what country was Laver born? Rutgers, buzz if you know. Shawn.
Australia.
That's right. He's from Australia. Your tennis extra point question, Scarlet Knights. Each year just before Wimbledon, the Pilkington Glass Championships are held as a Wimbledon warm-up. In which English coastal town?
What?
Go ahead, Thomas.
Southampton.
No, Eastbourne. Boxing is your next question. I didn't like that either. Name the boxer who returned to the ring in 1987 after a 5-year layoff. Rutgers, Tom.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard is right. And your extra point question, your boxing. Name the college-educated boxer. You know what? We're not going to ask that question. We're going to ask another one. There's a good reason. Here's a college football extra point question. Sure. Name one of the 2 Nebraska players who have won the Heisman Trophy. 1 of 2.
Rogers.
Johnny Rogers is right. Mike Rozier is the other one. That's the end of the first round. Washington State leads Rutgers 45-35. We'll be back with round 2. Good comeback by the Scarlet Knights in just a moment.
There's a new place in Florida that everyone's screaming about. A place with exciting games and thrill-packed rides. A place built on a new idea. There should be something fun for everyone. The place is Boardwalk and Baseball, Florida's newest attraction, for the kind of fun that never gets old.